All of a sudden, and seemingly out of nowhere, Raiche, Director of Football Administration for the Toronto Argonauts, has become a talking point in CFL circles. In the small world of three-down football, news travels slow at times, and it's why the future of Raiche is being discussed. Raiche, who joined Jim Popp's staff with the Argos last offseason, may be on her way to the XFL. To say she has left the organization can be best described as premature, because she hasn't. To say she may leave the Argos for the XFL, which begins play in 2020, remains a distinct possibility. As with any Canadian hoping to gain a foothold in the U.S. football market, there's the fine art of arranging the necessary paperwork to work down south, a process made more difficult given the political climate. If all goes well, expect Raiche to be on her way. Whether it was Chris Rossetti, Miami Dolphins, or Curtis Ricavina, Buffalo Bills, the Argos have lost some young, bright minds to four-down football in recent years. Raiche, who has aspirations of working in the NFL, could be next. The Argos front office has been aware of Raiche's potential departure for months, and yet it's only been in the past few days when her future has been bandied about by the media. Anytime someone is able to pursue a dream, they should be applauded and encouraged, and there's no one from the Argos front office who will prevent Raiche from reaching her goal. It was Popp who first introduced Raiche to the CFL when Popp ran the Montreal Alouettes. For those not aware of Raiche's backstory, she first volunteered at camp with the ALs and then spent an entire season with the franchise while she continued to work as a finance lawyer. In the XFL, contracts are guaranteed for 2 seasons. Those who know Raiche understand how money is not the prevailing issue, though it should be noted how the XFL will offer more money than anything the CFL could possibly dangle. Former Bills GM Doug Whaley oversees the personnel side for the XFL, assigning football ops and personnel officials to the league's respective teams. It's common for teams to recommend individuals to Whaley. Raiche's name has been linked to the XFL's franchise in Tampa, where former Argos head coach Trestman has been installed. One-time Argos assistant and former Ottawa Red Blacks offensive coordinator Jamie Elizondo left the CFL for the XFL team in Tampa. Oliver Luck, who was once in charge of NFL Europe and who was involved in the MLS, hires the XFL's head coaches. Luck's son is Indianapolis Colts QB Andrew Luck. Just win, baby. Even though the Alliance of American Football has suspended operations, it's business as usual for the Argos. While some CFL clubs were scrambling to rearrange their neg list in the wake of the AAF's development, the Argos, according to those in the know, stayed patient, standing pat, if you will. A handful of CFL players opted to sign with the AAF, including one-time defensive tackle Dylan Wynn, a former Eastern All-Star. Clearly, the Argos would welcome Wynn back, a beast in the interior who was suspended 1 game last season for a dubious hit on Edmonton running back CJ Gable in an Argos away loss to the Eskimos. Wynn's name is worth following, as is former Calgary DB Chante Evans, who would certainly blend in with new Argos head Corey Chamblin and the defense he likes to run. Ray Day. Nothing is official, but expect veteran QB Ricky Ray to call it a career, which shouldn't come as a shock to anyone. One of these days, the classy Ray, an all-time great, will announce his retirement. Once he does, the Argos plan on honoring the legendary QB who led the franchise to 2 Grey Cups. Ray also led the Eskimos to 2 titles before his trade to Toronto in 2012. There's no better guy in sports than Ray, and no one more deserving of being lauded, even though Ray isn't the kind who seeks attention. Sadly, Ray hurt his neck in the Argos home opener last season against Calgary, the team the Argos defeated in the snow in Ottawa to win the Grey Cup the previous year. Ray was carted off the field and the Argos were never the same. James Franklin will finally get a shot to run the team, and hopefully the Argos design an offense that takes advantage of Franklin's athleticism and ability to make plays out of the pocket.